Hey. So as I start the recording, often a little box will jump up somewhere on your screen, and you'll want to click OK or got it or something to clear it out. And then to get the most out of the gait and balance class, um, the setup here is pretty important. So taking the time to find your two chairs. You just need chairs with a high enough back that your hand comfortably gets there. If you have to lean over to get to the base of the chair, the back of the chair, it'll throw you off. So we just want it can be higher than it needs to be, but we don't want it to be lower to be able to get that reach. And then this width between the two of them gives us room. So really, the empty space between is what's most important because that's where we can lift our leg, we can shift our weight, we can move, we can work on turning. So it's in this space that we get the work done. But these chairs give us the confidence to work on body upright and then relaxation. So just keep that idea in mind that the key to practicing Tai Chi principles is that we aren't in a state of tension. It's before anything that we try and do, we have to drop the internal impediment, this contracting, constriction, tightening, gripping, all that very natural response to concern and fear and caution. We tend to brace. And so relaxing, and then that opens up this ability to move, right? You can just see how I'm just very easily, just very relaxed, shifting, and then that allows me to fill one leg and empty the other and change underground and then eventually lift a leg and I can turn the leg out and I can turn the leg in. So all of the abilities that we're looking for from equilibrium, steadiness, groundedness, balance, as well as all of the mobility, the ability to go forward, go backward, turn safely. All that is reliant upon relaxation, but also relaxation with good structural integrity, right? So these principal and foundational concepts in Tai Chi are easy to overlook and not pay attention to, and we get caught up in where we're trying to go and where we're trying to move, and everything's tense and active. And so this process of becoming still, becoming settled, becoming relaxed, tuning your awareness into your own mind, your own nerves, your own body is absolutely necessary. So we begin, again, setting this up. Then we have this third chair to sit in. So sitting meditation practice, scooting to the front edge of your chair, hands resting on your thighs comfortably, finding that structural integrity that I'm talking about. Zhong Zheng, central upright. So we got central upright, straight down through the crown of the head, through the center of the body, down through the two buttocks, buttock bones, down through the chair and the legs. So we're almost like a tripod right now, okay? Primary support to the ground is your chair. Secondary are your two legs, but we are sturdy, grounded, settled to the earth, plugged in. And the very interesting thing that happens is when we relax, we let go of all that tension, we might think that there's a slumping that happens with relaxation, but in reality, when we relax, we actually lengthen and dilate. We plump and lengthen. And so there's a buoyancy that accompanies relaxation. So instead of holding myself up, which actually inversely kind of clamps me down, when I relax, a certain quality settles downward, but another quality through the body has buoyancy. And so then we're light, we're relaxed, we're at ease, we're mobile, right? You see this ease of movement along with settled, grounded, sturdy, connected to the earth. So in Taoist practice, the simple terms are Zhongjang, central upright. Song, soft, supple, pliable, which again lengthens and dilates the body. Chunwan, which means sunken heaviness. Let that sunken quality go down to the earth. Qingling, light, nimble, agile, and buoyant. So when you're doing your seated meditation and you're breathing in through the nose, breathing out through the nose or the mouth, again in through the nose, just at your own leisure. To the outside observer, it might seem like, oh, they're doing seated meditation. How nice. But you can be paying attention to how's your Zhongjang? How's your central upright? How's your state of softness, song, relaxation? Can you feel that chunwan, that downward settling, sinking that happens by itself? You don't have to push it down or force it down. You let go, and just like sediment settling to the bottom of a glass of water or the bottom of a stirred up lake when it becomes still, just let that sediment settle. And then feel the clear water of the body, the clear, unimpeded state. So on your own time, you could sit for 10 minutes, 20 minutes, process through everything that's going on in the mind, the nervous system, how that impacts the body. We'll just do it for, let's say, 10 more breaths and give it very attentive perspective or focus. Just every breath in, be there for the whole breath. Every breath out, all the way out. No rush. See if you can remember the terms that I've shared today. You can remember the Chinese term, or you can just remember the concept. Body upright, soft and supple, downward settling, sinking heaviness, light buoyancy. Feel how the mechanics of breathing are moving us more and more along this evolution. When you inhale, expanding, stretching, opening. When you exhale, softening, settling, melting, consolidating. Mental chatter just gets in the way. So round after round, just let it dissolve. You can think about anything you want later, but be able to press pause or press stop or press the clear button. Clear the space. Now, with the rhythm of the breath, we move. Slide hands, elbows, shoulder blades back. Chest up, chin up, arch. That's with the inhale. With the exhale, slide the hands forward past your knees. Hollow the chest. Drop the head and round the back. Let's do it again. Inhale. Exhale. So we're going for the next layer of impediment and blockage that we can't just yet say with the mind, relax. right? Some layer of our tension we can just say relax and get good at. Another layer, it's sort of like plaque or tartar. It's built up and it's sort of unconscious. And so this journey of each movement of bringing awareness, consciousness, nerve connection into these forgotten spaces, nooks and crannies, and mechanics. And let's come back up to the arched position. And then just as you exhale, settle to neutral, slide your left hand forward, right hand and elbow back, go right into a twist. Inhale back to center, exhale right into the twist the other direction. Center and twist. Inhale, center, exhale, twist. Inhale, center, exhale. Inhale back to center. Hang the arms loose. Exhale, lean. As you lean to your right, float your left wrist up and your left foot empty. And then inhale back to the middle, crown tall. Exhale. Lean. Inhale, center. Exhale, lean. We're adding challenge by telling our body to do different little movements along ranges of motion, and then seeing if we can continue to practice uprightness even when we lean, so we're not letting our body slump or clamp. We're keeping through lines through all the limbs. And we're practicing soft and supple. We're practicing let the weight go out of the body and feel how this empty, light, buoyant quality allows us to remain balanced and mobile. Now back to center. Shoulder blades, they go forward and up, back and down. Neutral, forward and up, back and down. There's a reason we do this one every time in both classes. It's because the shoulder blades are the most complicated joint in the body. Some people don't even know they exist. And we can't really see them, they're on our back. So a lot of times people think the shoulder and arm operates from this spot instead of what it really does is operate from our back. And so we're trying to really break through that glue, loosen it up, and that frees up the neck, it frees up the lower back. It's very important. Reverse, so we're going back, up, forward, down, neutral. Back, up, forward, down, neutral. Fluid, move. Two more. And neutral. Now bend your elbows. One more of the upper body. Elbows out and up, down, around and in. Touch elbows. Let's do 3 more of those. Just keep breathing naturally. So I really enjoy the metaphor of a race car for Qigong and Tai Chi, or for what we're doing in today's class. This idea of you don't just, let's go pull the elbows back now, back, down, forward, up, and repeat that a few times. So the race car doesn't just race around the track, though that's the important part about it, right? But the majority of time actually is spent in the garage with the mechanics and the specialists working on all the different parts, working to streamline this and tune up that, and all that work that goes into it before it can get out on the track and really perform. Let's take the elbows out to the side, left hand high, right hand low, cross. And so just think about all this joint mobilization work, a lot of the Qigong exercises. That's really what they are. They're going to certain mechanisms and moving them on their range, tuning them. So that when we go to perform, those mechanisms perform and don't impede what we're trying to do. Elbows down, loose, relaxed, right? And so this would be one of the things of performance, right? This ability for our arms to be loose enough to swing, to not impede this movement with the stiffness when we're walking, making us top heavy. So it's this emptying out, this loosening up that helps with our performance of our daily tasks, right? So let's do our legs, scoot back a little bit. Bring your right knee up, grab the knee, draw it up and in lightly, flex the foot, and now push, bring it back up, set it down. Switch. In, extend, in, down. Load, push, load, down. Load. Again, same idea. This is just us in the garage, working a mechanism, making sure there's no rust on it, making sure the alignment's good. It's not weight bearing, right? We're not pushing off the ground or pushing against resistance. Now, right foot, point and flex, same idea. We're just tuning the mechanism, tuning the brain to that mechanism. Then tilt the foot a little in and out. Circle, in, around, and out. Reverse. And down. Switch feet. Point and flex. Tilt in and out. Circle. Reverse, circle. And down. Scoot forward. Feet wider than normal hip distance. Lift your toes up, turning from your ball and socket joint in your hip. Internally rotate. Lift your toes, externally rotate. Lift your toes, internal, external. In, out. So real estate, space, right? Rather than super glued hips and legs, we want loosely connected, soft and pliable connection, which at first feels less stable, but eventually is far more stable. Let's go back to neutral. Then lift your heels. Go heels in, knees out. Heels out, knees in. Heels in, knees out. Heels out, knees in. Couple more. Feel the pelvis not moving, the legs moving. So this quality of stillness allowing for a sort of an anchor from which the legs can move, that we're not stuck to them, right? And then neutral. Now the legs don't move. The pelvis fold. Sit upright. And then tip back. So the legs now are sort of the anchor. And the pelvis folding. As the pelvis moves, so goes the 24 vertebrae of the spine connected to the rib cage and the shoulders and arms and shoulder blades that are connected to that rib cage. So the power of moving from the pelvis is it controls all the rest of the body. So this is the cockpit. This is the primary pivot area down in here. Okay? Now put that to a next level of challenge, right? So we've just kind of tuned up the garage in the garage. Now we're going to take the car out for a spin a little bit. Slide your feet back, loose and relaxed. Fold, go forward slightly so your weight goes down through the legs all the way up. Remember those principles. Zhong zheng, body integrity, body upright. Good, fold at the hips. Sung, soft and supple. So now it starts to challenge our ability to stay relaxed because now we're doing things that require what we think of as power. It takes more strength now to stand up and sit down. So the tendency for us to start to grip is very prevalent. So do your best to try to stay relaxed. Stay loose. And notice, wow, there's plenty of power in your hydraulics. And there's far more, it's a very superior state in terms of mobility, to change shape. The looser we are, the more we can fold and unfold and lengthen and contract. And so there's far more ability. Now let's not sit in the chair, but fold at the hips, sink the buttocks, dangle the loose arms and shoulders, try to touch the earth and come back up. All the way to stand. Now what we'll add to that is staying loose. Just push your hips forward. Let the arms hang. Just kind of find a comfortable challenge there. And find the middle. Come back to middle. And then find hips behind, shoulders in front, and then fold right at the hips. Sinking, sinking, dangling. Touch the shins or toes or floor. All the way back up. Hips forward. Two more like that. Remember, sung, soft, supple, pliable. Remember, chun one, or let heaviness go down. Stay sunk. So when we're relaxed, there's a sunken heaviness and then a lightness. So can you feel that lightness in your body as you move? So your sturdiness comes not from bracing, but from sinking and feeling light. Now we're standing. Let's come to this chair that's on your right. Turn and face it. And we're going to tip into the toes and tip into the heel. So notice, you can see in my body when I tip forward and back, I don't bend now at the hips at all, really. So a little bit, when I go back to my heels, you can see there's a bit of a curve like this. But when I go forward, I'm not bending. I'm leaning. And then tip. And then lean. So you're in your toes only, the middle of the feet, the heels only, middle of the feet, toe, heel. Okay? Because a lot of people spend their time gripped to the ground. Whereas when we do this, you find, okay, there's some range. There's some range just where you are, just where you stand. Now, hands on the chair, go into your toes and lift. Lower down, rock back. Keep your hands on your chair so you can pull those toes up. Down. Rock into your toes and lift. Down, rock back to your heels and lift. Down, toes, lift. Down, heels, lift. One more. Toe, Now, back to middle. Place the heels of the hands on the back of the chair. Walk your feet back. Now we do this downward dog. So from where the hips and legs meet, that junction we were talking about when we were squatting, fold. Send the butt way back. Arms are straight, so you're getting a shoulder, back, buttock, and leg stretch here. Downward dog, basically. And then lift your chest. Hips come a little forward, and then we go back in again. Hips, so leading from the hip hinge. And all the way up at the chest, hips come forward. Now walk your feet all the way to the chair, stand up tall, turn and face forward, and then walk a little bit backwards so that your chair is within reach, but slightly in front of you and off to the right of you. So you have this runway on the ground, okay? So standing there for a moment, find all those principles again of Zhong, right? Body upright. Then you've got Song, soft, supple, and relaxed. That includes, when we're standing, it includes not locking the knees. So let's just do that a little bit. Lock your knees back so you can feel what that's like, and then unlock the knees. That doesn't mean forcibly bend them necessarily. It just means find that place where the knees are bendable. You see how my knees have a little bendability. Small, right? Do it one more time. Lock, and then soften and unlock. So this unlocked state, though it feels less stable at first, is far more stable once we find the way to grounding. So now, index finger touch the belly button. That's our representation, outside representation of the internal middle. So from the belly button, just shift over to your right leg, back to the middle, over to the left leg. Remember, the key is down. So as you shift over to your right leg, soften this right leg so the weight gets down there. And now just test. Stay in that leg. Can you liberate your left foot a little bit? So you see how I'm not using a whole bunch of pulling up effort? All I've done is empty the leg, and already it's got ability to move. Switch. So we change. You find the left leg as your sturdy leg. Let the knee soften. Let all the weight commit to the earth through here, and see if you can get a little bit of freedom to turn, to slide. We're not even trying to lift anything yet. We're just trying to feel that freeing up of one foot. Now switch again to that right leg. Now stay in your right leg, and we're going to lift. I'll just turn sideways so you can see. We're going to lift the heel up to the tippy toe of your empty foot. Put the heel back down with no body weight in it. Now shift all the weight into your left leg and lift the heel up to the tippy toe of your right. Place that foot down. Shift. So all this can be done with no hand on the chair. For some of you, feel free to use the chair as needed. But this is a great time to be challenging. No hands, no tension, just soft and relaxed. Zhong, body upright. Song, soft, supple, and pliable. Chunwan, let the sunken heaviness go down, which produces Qingling. So now let's use that Qingling. So hand on the chair just for extra safety. Let's go to the tippy toe of your left foot and float the foot. So this is Qingling. This is where the heavy sunken quality goes down to the earth. Place the foot down with no weight and then switch. So all that down to the earth through your left leg, tippy toe of the right, float the foot just a little bit. Place the foot down, sink down through the right leg, left tippy toe, disconnect it from the floor, set it down, change. we got our middle. We got everything relaxed and loose. We're working on, can you stay soft, even in the midst of something kind of scary like picking the foot up or taking a step, right? Now, hand on the chair for sure. Empty your left leg, all the weights through your right leg. Full lift of this knee all the way up. We're going to do that 3 more times just with this leg. All the way down, all the way up, all the way down, all the way up, down with no body weight, right? So this freedom to move this leg through its whole range comes from it being relaxed. Change. So put the left foot down, all the way down through the left leg, right foot empty, go to the tippy toe. Use the chair for safety so you can go lift, all the way down with no body weight. Again, same leg. Lift, down, lift, down, lift, down. So this is a great one to feel the weight change happening underground. So change the weight underground so your weight's in your right leg. Left leg empty, lift it all the way up and lower it all the way down with no body weight, and then change the weight underground. Now the right leg is empty. All the way up, all the way down with no body weight, and then change underground. Other leg is empty. Lift, lower, shift. So once again, what makes this lift of leg possible is the state of emptiness. Then it can do all kinds of things. Change. Once I've actually emptied it, now it's ready to lift and lower and kick and do all kinds of interesting things, walking forwards, backwards. Everything is available once I've emptied it. Now I want to empty this one. Well, I have to change. Lift and lower. Do that a few more times safely. All right. Now, we've got this chair on your right where we are. Put all your weight in your left leg and step the right foot out. So this is a new one I'm adding. It seems kind of innocuous, simple. Bring the foot back and then change and step. So we're just going to repeat that a few times. Bring that foot back with no weight. Change. So now the weight's down here. Step. Notice when I step this foot out, I don't go forward with the foot yet. The foot goes out by itself. Bring it back. It's still empty. Change. Step. Bring it back. Change. So it's important to note when I'm getting ready to walk forward, what most people do is we think forward, we grab our body and we go like that. We basically fall forward instead of down and step. Bring the foot back. If I'm getting ready to walk, I go down where I am, step the foot out and get it ready to be shifted into. Down. One more time. Go down through your left leg, step your right foot. Now we're just going to shift, go down through the right and down through the left. So now we're being moved forward, backward, but we're not leaning. We're not lurching. We're not tipping. We're just going down, 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 down. This is level 1. Down, down. We haven't really disconnected from the floor. Now, weight down through your back leg, hand on chair, lift, lower, shift. Back leg empty, bend the knee, toe down, shift. So this is a great one if you're feeling pretty sturdy and light at the same time. Practice just a light little lift, no hands, but chairs there to keep you safe. Shift. Now this one here, just let the weight go down through that front leg, bend the knee, and be able to touch the floor with the toe without any weight. Then you shift. So you plug in. When I plug in here, this becomes free. When I plug down here, this becomes free. So that's level 2. Level 3, plug down in your back leg, full lift. Softly land the heel with no weight, then shift. This back leg, forward and up. Reach back with no body weight. Then shift. Plug down to the earth. Lift, lower. Consider the idea the weight change happens underground. That's when it starts to feel like gliding. When we don't come up here, when we stay underground. And then we're and let's switch. Step over towards your other chair. Let's do just a couple of those where we shift down through the right leg, put the left heel out. Bring the foot back empty. Change the weight down through the left leg, right foot step, but we don't commit any weight to it. Bring the foot back. Change down through the right leg, left foot out. Back. Change. So get that idea that when you're getting ready to walk forward, the first thing you do is down where you are, not forward. One more. Now, keep your left foot forward. Go down through the left, get to the tippy toe of the right. Down through the right, get to the tip of the heel of the left. Do that a couple of times. This level 1 is great to practice no hands. Sorry, I got something blocking my screen here. Okay. This is a great one to practice no hands, vertical, soft and supple and sung. Chun 1, the weight out of the body. Qingling, body's light and nimble and loose. That gets a little more difficult when we go to level 2 here. Lifting, lowering, shift. Back leg, bend, down, shift. So that adds the challenge of when we go to pick up the foot, tension. So can you relax and float the leg? Good. Relax. So again, this interesting piece with the relaxation, because we're not using our bracing, it feels less stable. That's why it's very common to whoa, because we're letting go, we're softening those places that we've been reliant on. But over time, cleaning that out, that's what gives us this Tai Chi, this snap, this pop, this looseness that we're impeding in our own body. But we have to go through that awkward stage of kind of, whoa. Let's go level 3. Full lift, down, shift. Wait till it's empty. Rely on down softness. The weight change happens underground. The weight stays underground. It doesn't come up with us. It's down. Loose. Loose. So what gets us in trouble sometimes is this yanking on the body. So slow. Now, when I'm really soft, I can lift and lower fast. That was pretty fast. But it doesn't have the same look of pulling with tension. So go slow enough to actually clear the way. Clear the way. If you slow all the way down, you'll kind of open up an ability for swiftness. But you have to slow all the way down to do it. And that's why a lot of people never quite get there. Switch again. All the weight in your left foot, right foot in front. shift, step, shift, and shift, step, shift, shift, step, shift, shift, step, shift, shift. So this is level one, low to the ground. We're not trying to step over anything. This is walking down the supermarket aisle, walking down a paved street, well-paved street, no obstacles, just easy, right? Now we go level two, lift, lower, shift. Now this back leg's got to step over something, so float it. Slower is better because it shows you all your weak spots, shows you your bad habits. Shift. Flamingo the leg, toe down. Now we're shifting back. Once established, we can float, tuck, reach, still with no body weight in it. So my stability comes from this leg, then shift. So from this leg being empty, we can float, lower, shift underground. This leg no longer connected to the ground, so it's free. And then commit to that leg. Flamingo. Shift. Have the idea that you have a cappuccino cup full of liquid placed on your top of your head. And so we're trying to be so relaxed that there's a settled quality that keeps this teacup from spilling. And that comes from relaxation. At first, there's instability, eventually total stability. Now, final level three, full lift, down, shift. Back leg, heel, knee, foot, down, shift. Forward and up, reach back, and we shift. Now this leg's got to be empty so it can float up, tuck, extend. So see how this is like a extending of a soft mechanism. It's a reaching, extending, like an octopus tentacle. And then I shift, and the leg kind of closes a little. This leg is loose. Shift. Now I've committed to this leg, so this one's loose, so it can fold. It can fold. It can extend. It can extend to the earth. Then commit to it. And this leg loose, so it can fold and extend. Commit, plugging in the extension cord here. This is loose, loose, loose and long. Then plug in. One more. Up, down, connect to the earth. Heel, knee, foot. Connect to the earth. Conductivity, this throughness, plugging in. Bring your feet together, switch sides. Level one, put all the weight in your right leg, your left foot forward. Level one's just walking down the supermarket aisle, easy. They say primary direction is down. So that's where, when you're out in the wild, where do I put my attention? Soften and connect down. 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 Because that's us being where we are, where sometimes we're ahead of ourselves, right? And we're walking and we're out beyond where we are. So the down is saying, okay, where am I? And then where am I here? And then where am I here? Being where we are. Being where we are. Level two. Lift, lower, shift. Now we're here. That allows this foot freedom. We haven't gone forward yet. Just because the foot's out there, we haven't gone there yet. Now we go. back leg empty, up and down. And now we're back here. We stay where we are throughout this whole movement. Staying down through this leg, stay, 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 and then connect down. Now we're back here. So we're able to lift and lower. Connect to the earth, small obstacle. Connect to the earth, flamingo. Connect to the earth. So we're always taking care of the down, the down, the down. Now the down changes. One more level 2 with just this little lift, lower, down, 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 down. Finally, level 3, hand on chair, lift, lower, shift. Remember, this state of softness allows the leg fold, fold, and extend, extend. So the same sung quality allows that. And that sung quality allows you to plug in through the leg. So it's sung and soft, it comes up, and it extends back, this empty leg. Now plug down through it. Now this leg, sung, lift, tuck, and extend. Then shift. So it's a great idea to use a chair, use a cane, use a walker, use whatever to allow you to really go slow enough to feel this soft, soft, relaxed, loose. Last one. All this freedom of movement because the earth, the down is taken care of. Now all of this can happen. All the different variations of movement. Now, move to the far left side of your space, and let's really put that to work. So again, you got your chairs lined up so that you could reach them for safety. Now remember that first exercise that I've added here, which is put all the weight down through your right and step to left, bring it back. Let's do that a few times. So you're standing at a stoplight, you're standing in line, and then the line moves forward. That tendency to lurch as opposed to the weight goes down and you step with no body weight. And then bring it back and do it again. Change and step. Bring it back. Change and step. So we're still right where we are in space, but we're preparing. And then now it's time to walk. So we're going down, step, commit. Step without committing to that leg, but then commit. Step, commit. Step, commit. Step, commit. Step, commit. Same thing going backwards. It's commit. The foot in front should now be empty so that you can step. And then commit. So you are where you are in the room. The foot goes back, remember, like an extension cord, extending. Then you plug in. And that's what moves you. Extend, then commit. Extend, commit. Extend, commit. Let's go again. Down, down, down. As you feel more comfortable, just take slightly longer strides. Those longer strides are made available through more looseness.
Can you hear me, Bill?
Gail? Gail, you got a question? Gail, do you have a question? Hello?
Sorry, Otto. I'm okay.
Okay, no problem. Yeah, sorry about that. Okay, so again, what I was saying is this idea that at first you might take steps this big because it allows you down, down. But then you can take steps this big, and then you can take steps this big, and eventually you can take huge, right? See the size of this step, right? I could take a step that big, and my weight is still here. Now I have to make some adjustments, but my middle is still connected to the ground. So the size of the step can increase and decrease, but it's looseness that makes that possible, not more effort. It's more relaxation. Back, back, back. All right, now turn and face forward. Let's do our side walk. So be at the left side of your space. Again, remember looseness. Remember body upright, soft and supple. Chun one, let the weight go down through the left, and then feel the Ching Ling quality of your right leg to step out and in, out and in. So we're able to go out, in. Now, if I'm up here and stiff, it's going to look something like this. See how I'm not able to really connect to the ground if my knee is locked here, or when I try to put the foot down, my body has to go with it. So that's that kind of clumsiness is because we're up here versus, notice this sink. When I've sunk through the body, now I can, my heel is on the ground. I'm able to step all the way out there with no body weight. All this range is available. So here is not really useful, though we get caught there. So Tai Chi is softening and softening and softening till we're down here. Now step your right foot out, leave it there. Let's change underground and change back underground. Side walking is wonderful for this space, helping us find open qua, closed qua, and then closed, open. Closed, open. Closed, open. Vertical body. Teacup on the head. Stay in your right leg. Left foot empty. Bring it in and out. Remember, it's like an octopus tentacle. It can extend and fold in, right? So it's elongating and then gently contracting, elongating, staying connected to the earth, coming back in, elongating, and back in. Now, they're together. Change the weight down through your left, empty the right. Change the weight down through the right so the left is empty. Check it if you'd like by going, okay, if I'm here, should be able to lift it. And then if you're here, should be able to lift. Teacup, still okay. Vertically okay. Find your way to the ground. To the ground. Now stay down through your left. Step out. Change the weight underground. Your left leg, bring it in. Weight down through your left leg. Octopus tentacle, extend. Change the weight underground. Octopus tentacle, retract. Change the weight, extend. Change the weight. Go back the other way. Change. Right, so it's a change of, it's a qualitative change. It's a change of the state of your tissue and joints from brittle and stuck to soft and supple. That makes all the difference. Makes all the difference. Right? Now let's put that to work in our beginning intermediate Tai Chi. So wide stance, shift to your right leg, turn slightly from the hips and belly, and brush and sweep. Shift to the left leg, turn, brush, sweep. Shift to the right leg, turn, brush, sweep. Shift to the left, turn, brush, sweep. Shift to the right leg, turn, brush, sweep. Stay there. Bring that empty left foot in. Change the weight into the left leg, turn, brush, sweep. Stay there with the hands, body turn slightly left. step your right foot out with no body weight. So don't let your body get pulled with the foot. Octopus tentacle, extend, and then shift, turn, brush, sweep. Same thing here, stay, and then retract in that leg. Change the weight to the left leg, turn, brush, sweep. Now we're ready to extend the octopus tentacle and shift, turn, brush, sweep. And bring that left leg in, shift, turn, brush, sweep. Step that right leg out, shift, turn, brush, sweep. Reverse, step out. So this is intermediate Tai Chi in that it's the simplest possible moving through space, asymmetrical hand movements, empty, full, turning one way, turning the other, yinning and yanging. Now let's go to another level above that, which we add. So go ahead and step the right foot out. Your right hand stays low, left arm floats up, chest level, shift, turn, brush knee, swat the jumping fish. Now, your left hand goes down as your right arm floats up and step the left foot in. Eventually, we want all three of those to happen together. So now we're shifting to the left leg, turning, brushing knee, swatting the jumping fish. Now, as the right arm's going down, left arm's coming up, and you're stepping with no body weight. Then shift and turn, brush knee, and swat the fish. All simultaneously. As left arm's going down, right arm's coming up, and that left foot steps in. Shift and turn, brush knee, and swat the fish. That all happens together. So it's really two events. As the right arm goes down, left arm floats up, right foot steps out. That's one event. Second event, shifting the weight, turning the body, brushing the knee, and swatting the fish. Back to the first event. Arms changing, high, low, high, and footsteps in. Then shift to the new leg, turn the body, brush knee, swat. Again, the arms are changing and the foot is stepping. That's one event. Second event, shifting and turning and brushing and swatting. And bring that leg in as the arms change. Let's go back the other way. Shifting and turning, brush and swat. As the hands are changing, the right foot comes in. Shift and turn, brush and swat. As the arms are changing, step the left foot out. Shift, turn, brush, swat. Make sure, so Mark, you notice that right arm of yours keeps dipping. So be clear, it's coming across your right arm. Yeah, be clear that it's coming across at that level. So they're separated from each other so that you get all of that change. So this is for the brain. Then we're shifting and turning. Make sure the left arm stays chest level. See how it keeps dipping? Keep it at chest level. Your left arm. Right arm is down. Left arm is high, right? Up. Bring it across. Right? So now they're here. They're changing height. Like this, right? So one is high, one is low. Now they switch. So right arm is high, left arm is low. You step out. Now keep the low hand low, keep the high hand high all the way across until now they change. Bring the foot in. And then it's shift and turn. What is high, what is low. And then they change. Step. That looks good. Shift and turn. And change. And let's just do that same one there and back again with a little bit of flow. So even if you make the mistake of lowering and lifting, doesn't matter. Now just take the training wheels off and just go. Try to be aware of shift, step when the foot is empty, shift into that empty foot, step, shift. There's all different permutations. And this is just the sideways step, but this gives us the feeling of Tai Chi really quickly. Gives us this quality of my middle changing, I'm turning, I get the opportunity to work on body upright, soft and supple. Chun 1, the weight is down underneath, and then everything that isn't is free, right? So you can see there's many options, but here, just try to get this organized. So it's not a sort of a chaos, it's organized. Organize. Organize. And finish. Now, wing, roll, fold, settle to the belly, palms together, rub your palms, rub the back of one hand, palms, back of other hand, palms. Now, groin or qua, hip flexors, fronts of upper thigh, right where they plug in to the front hip, tail, lower back musculature, and then remembering your Tai Chi squat, stick your butt back a little, sit the buttocks, sweep the hands down the outside of the legs, around to the inside, come all the way up the inside of the legs, past the groin to your belly button. Let's do that twice more. Groin, hip flexors, tail, lower back, outer leg channels, around to the inner leg channels, coming up to the belly button. One more. Groin, hip flexors, tail, lower back, outer channels or yang channels, inner channels, yin channels to the navel, and then outer arm all the way to the shoulder. We're going to repeat on this same arm. Turn the arm palm up, come down the inside of the arm to the wrist and off. Turn the arm down, up the outside, turn the arm down the inside and off. Repeat. Up and down. Up and off. Two more. Switch. Up the outside. Turn the arm down the inside and off. Turn. Up the outside. Down the inside. Up the out. Down the in. Outer. Inner. Yang. And bounce a little bit just to let any last debris out. And then close, wing, roll, fold. Settle to the belly. And then we seal the practice when we're done. Center of palm, other center of palm over the back of the center of this palm. So it's all stacked right down the navel. And then this hand position, done. All righty, everyone. Thank you. Hope everyone had a good holiday. I will be here Friday and Monday, so I'm just back to work. So you guys can join in if you're still around over the New Year holiday period. Any questions? Let me know.
Thank you, Otto.
Thank you. Good to see you.
Thank you so much.